Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we've got a fantastic, highly practical topic lined up for you. We're going to break down the surprisingly simple, incredibly streamlined process of becoming a commissioned notary public right in the great state of Delaware. Whether you're looking to advance your current career or you're just exploring a completely new avenue, the path to getting commissioned in the first state is unique and, frankly, a whole lot easier than you might think. So, let me ask you, want to boost your resume or maybe even start a side hustle? If you're nodding your head right now, getting your notary commission is an absolutely valuable professional tool. It's a credential that adds immediate value to your toolkit, makes you a huge asset to almost any employer, and hey, it can even serve as a solid income generator, all on its own. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover the role of a notary, Delaware eligibility, the application process, commissioning and supplies, responsibilities, and we'll wrap it all up with some FAQs. Section 1. The role of a notary. Basically, a notary public is a public official authorized to act as an impartial witness, administer oaths, and certify documents to deter fraud. Now, you might be thinking it's just about stamping papers, right? But the core purpose of the role is actually to protect the public. You're on the front lines of identity verification, acting on behalf of the state as a completely neutral witness to make sure signers are who they say they are and that they're acting willingly. Section 2. Delaware eligibility requirements. Let's see if you qualify. All right, here's your checklist. You have to be at least 18 years old, a U.S. citizen or permanent legal resident, and you must be able to read and write English. You also need to be of good character, which essentially means no disqualifying felonies or crimes involving dishonesty, unless your rights have been legally restored. But take a look at that last point. You need a reasonable need for a commission. This is a pretty unique rule for Delaware. When you apply, you just have to explain why you need it, like for your job, your business, or a community service role. Now, this brilliantly illustrates how accessible Delaware's process really is. If you've looked at other states, you might be dreading mandatory education or shelling out for expensive surety bonds. But in Delaware, 0 state exams, no mandatory training courses, no surety bond required. It's an incredibly streamlined system. Though I should mention, taking an optional training course is still highly recommended, just to protect yourself from honest mistakes. Section 3. The application process. Delaware runs its entire notary program online, so paper applications are totally a thing of the past. First, you'll create a profile at notary.delaware.gov. Next, fill out the application with your background history and state that reasonable need we just talked about. After that, you simply pay a non-refundable $60 filing fee for your initial 2-year term, and then just keep an eye on your inbox. The state typically processes these within 2 to 4 weeks and will email your commission certificate straight to you. Let's talk money, because Delaware cutting out the red tape keeps your startup costs impressively low. You've got your $60 application fee, about $20 to $50 for your official seal, and another $15 to $40 for your record journal. Put that all together, and your total startup cost usually hovers right around $100 to launch your entire notary capability. Section 4. Commissioning and required supplies. You'll want to pay close attention to this flow of events. When you get that email with your certificate, you are not done. Step 2 is absolutely critical. You have to take your certificate to a currently commissioned notary and take a constitutional oath of office. Step 3. Return that executed oath to the state. And I want to be super clear here. You cannot perform a single notarial act until that oath is legally returned. Only after that's done do you move to step 4 and actually buy your supplies. So, the crucial point is that the Delaware Constitution expects a serious commitment. When you take that oath, you're swearing to place the public interest above your own, freely acknowledging that the powers of this office flow from the people you are privileged to represent. Delaware might not make you sit for an exam, but they absolutely demand you understand the public trust associated with the role. Once that oath is filed, it's shopping time for your seal. Whether you go with a metal embosser or a black ink rubber stamp, you have to follow exact specifications. It needs your name exactly as it appears on your commission, the words Notary Public, the words State of Delaware, and the phrase, "My commission expires on," with your actual expiration date. Make sure your vendor knows Delaware's exact rules so you don't waste money on the wrong equipment. Section 5. Responsibilities and best practices. Okay, this is a recent and really important change you need to know about. Since August 1, 2023, all Delaware notaries must log every single notarial act in a chronological journal, paper or electronic, and keep it for 10 years. Because Delaware doesn't require a bond, keeping this journal is literally your first line of defense against any fraud claims. It's the ultimate proof that you did your job correctly. Let's talk about income expectations. $5. That is the state-mandated maximum fee cap you can charge someone for a traditional paper notarization in Delaware. While the commission itself makes you super valuable to employers, doing standalone paper notarizations at $5 a pop isn't exactly going to make you a millionaire overnight. To build your confidence, let's run through some daily best practices. Remember, you can only notarize within the geographic borders of Delaware. Always verify the signer's physical ID. Never notarize a document if you have a direct financial interest in it that totally compromises your impartiality. And lastly, seriously consider optional errors and omissions, or E&O insurance. It's an inexpensive way to shield yourself from liability for unintentional slip-ups. Section 6, Common Questions and Challenges. We hear this question all the time regarding digital trends. Can I perform remote online notarizations, or RON, in Delaware? Now, what's really interesting about this is that the answer is a big yes. Delaware officially authorized RON in August 2023. You do have to use a state-approved tech provider, but here's the kicker. While traditional paper acts are capped at $5, you can charge up to $25 per electronic act. It's a huge financial incentive to expand your business digitally. Here's another scenario, especially for folks commuting from places like Maryland, Pennsylvania, or New Jersey. What if you live out of state but work in Delaware? The state is very clear on this rule. Non-residents can absolutely apply if they maintain a regular physical workplace in Delaware during normal weekday business hours capable of accepting service of process. Virtual offices and P.O. boxes definitely do not qualify. You've got to have a real physical footprint in the state. And finally, a quick disclaimer. This explainer is for educational purposes only. Be sure to consult official Delaware state resources or legal counsel for specific legal advice. So what does this all mean for you? After seeing just how accessible and affordable this process is, are you ready to log on to Delaware's portal and take that very first step today? Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.